Hello everybody. Today I get to aggravate a bunch of people, I'm sure. I've done it before. I am going to attempt to fix this chassis, this MDT adjustable core competition chassis, so that my action fits in there a little better. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lap it. I'm going to use this piece of pipe that's the same size as the action, and I'm going to use some valve grinding compound, and I'm going to have at it till this thing fits flat. Right now it's sitting on an angle like this. I can tighten my action down there, and I can feel that I've got a long way to go to get the other part to pull down. I'm not sure what I'm flexing, if I'm flexing that action or if I'm flexing this chassis. Neither one is acceptable to me. So I'm going to lap at this thing and try to get it to match up a lot better. So wish me luck. Let's see if I can show you where this thing was actually hitting. There's marks in here on this chassis where the action was actually sitting. So it kind of gives you an idea of where things are with this. It's rather obvious that it's not sitting on very much of that chassis. So a wider spot on here would be helpful too. You know, a little more cradle for that action. The last time I tried to do this with the chassis, I didn't film very much or explain very much how I did it. I'm going to try a little better this time. It's kind of hard to film this while I'm trying to do it, but let's give it a whirl. This is the piece of pipe that we're going to be using. It's a thick wall pipe, so I can get the diameter I want on it. It's 1 3/8 of an inch in diameter. And my idea is to come in here and lap that thing where it's actually doing me some good. I don't know if you can tell right now, but that thing is actually sitting on that cradle, and as I slide it back, it catches right here on this part of the chassis. That's where I'm going to really try to get lapped into. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is make sure I got my clean part of the pipe. I'm going to put some compound on here and rub on that and see what we've got going on here. So that'll kind of help mark it up a little bit and get me going in the right direction. I'm going to try to do this carefully as I can. And I should be able to wipe that off, see where it's actually hitting. You can see it's running the mark back to the back there. As you can tell, I'm still a little high, so I'm going to try to put pressure on this thing and work this thing down to where I don't run into that as I'm sliding it back. So we'll just keep on going. Alright, we've been on it for a couple of minutes now. Let's see if we can see what's going on here. Hopefully you can see this alright. You can see how much is coming off over here. I haven't put any compound back in here yet, but I can see where it's been kind of rubbing on it. I mostly wanted to get this down first, and then once I get this down where I'm not catching that anymore and everything's sitting on there flat, I'll go back with some of the finer stuff and I'll just kind of give it a nice smooth lap over just to make sure everything sets in. But you can see how much stuff I've actually pulled down off of here to get that to line up with my front mounts. So we're getting there. I'm still just trying to take my time with it. Alright, we're just going to do a little check on this thing. That one's loose. That one's not quite loose. Alright. I'm going to snug that one up a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. And this front one, I'm trying to hold all this at the same time. I'm going to run it down finger tight. Put my torque wrench back in here. Let's see how far I got to turn this thing. Almost 3/4 of a turn. That's a lot better than what it was. A lot better than what it was, but we need to go a little bit more. Alright, let's see where we're at now. Let's run this guy down. Give him just a little snug. And run this guy down. And see how far we got to go now. Well, right there. Much better. Much better. That'll work. Now let's take it apart and I can show you how far we actually went with this thing. And hopefully you can see all that. See where we've actually got in on this part. Got a little thicker there, so we knocked that angle down a little bit. Caught it right in here. A little bit there, but you can see how much we've cut out of there to get all that flat. Now when that action sits in there, she torques up nice and nobody's putting any tension on there. So that's what I was after. Well, I feel a lot better now. I got a little more scuff in here than I wanted to get. But at least my tang's sitting square now. It's kind of nerve-wracking to be filing away on a $1,300 chassis, but I needed this gun to sit in there flat. And hopefully it'll make this thing shoot a little better. Hope you enjoyed the show.